I'm going to start by reading from this anthology, which is called, it's just come out, it's called Macker on Macker, which is like Scots for poet on poet, and it's 12 contemporary experimental poets from Scotland, and one with me. It's called All My Tentacles, and it has an epigraph from Donna Haraway. Every fibre of our being is interlaced, even complicit, in the webs of processes that must somehow be engaged and repatterned. I need now to see the inside, skin and flesh peeling off like tentacular pages in probing strips. Such is the sexless squid of the fields, no perspective on truth or an ocean's permanence. Indeed, no love is forever, so give that a go. Old ones originally gather in chains, inspired in chains, membranous, unarticulated but questing, the simplest limbs probing this side or that, the bad tool developed for the task even by revolution, the formal requirement, the brass need to tell what unfolds from this new work, paid for out of mushroom debt, rhizomatic finance questioned into things, and then the tentacle withdraws in sucking bliss. Another requirement, the geometric eye and aquarius mouth of longing cutting itself up about perspective when we are walled up and given no quarter in that process it engoldens, finding the gap turned from proper, an exploding star ground blackly and backlit by dyes. I know there was no question, horizons wing it and count the solstice as a shadow where artificial justice persists and subsides to the development of a line so far, and the archic itch for leadership unfolds and gathers speed in the folds. Even the simplest form will become only a facet, get centralized within benevolence. The stock of lives makes meat a set and material a black mark over the patterns of admittedly assiduous dust. Giving facts up over the time and date, there's need of acculturating open pods which persist even as other insistencies go cold. Every form can't be an icon, but they can all be mutations in the depth dark sea. No all divides, but buds a perpetual pseudopod again, and this self-pure flesh begins to sing even as it cuts itself open and gets wider and more externally self-delighted. And now I'm going to read from my book, Naturally It Is Not, which is from the 87 Press. This book is like, there's a section for each season of the year, and when I first started reading from it, I would read the section from the relevant season of the year, but now I try and not do that, so I'm going to read this some from the summer. I don't read the epigraphs to the sections very often, but the one for summer is really good and relevant to a lot of what we've been talking about today, and just in general, how it's feeling. It's from the Chinese-American poet Tan Lin. Like love, the slowest and most statistically unreliable of human communications mediums, reading is a failed lesson in bureaucracy, and poetry its most indolent operation. How long does it take to starve under different forms of government? Will this one let you, or are you hectored into living? Health, the lossless state that makes possible fear, beauty, the loss-leading rational vector in a seller's market. Counter this with the bewitching power of bodily fats to layer through a past self-concept, living like the replicating scales of one's own dragon, body horror blooming in the cleft between a total randomness of shapes that eject reproducibility projected between screens, doubled shades proving wave particle clusters of imperfect metaphor layered thickly on the body of knowledge. They are with body, that which they will market, toes in a set of early liquid terms, trouble habitation through nothing like lack, languished at applied feelings, holding narrowness internally against strong being. You are coming to sight. Pain is not of the letter wise. To write a book, automate names, a gate to what of repose consistent in any cradle, the world pulled apart in white skin because of squeaking shells, or the light of corporate funding demands bottom manner. The eye's only sense of body is as metal, but it is trusting and responds to the communal universe before eyes. Any statement of utopian vision in this void scriptable discipline, more preposterous there is not. Babies grown in vats? Fine. Fully automated communal production? I can show you some spreadsheets. Hive minds uploaded to the computer? Happens every day. But dare the spinning engines of the Zeppelin, gherkin of the other, doing anything would be to explode publicly, ending the discourse for generations to come. Global helium shortage and the moon means it's space travel too, but whoopee, if you can write your way to the back of the vacuum, hey, I trust that you can sell anything. Okay. Somehow I thought maybe no, but yeah, you're right, okay. Yeah, but as you say, it's yeah, okay. In context, I mean, I thought this might be a problem for you. It's not a problem for me, but if it's a problem for you, it's not okay. Okay then. Isn't there anything else you want to ask before things go ahead? No? Okay. I feel okay. I'm glad things are okay with you now. I don't like going around thinking you're not okay. It's okay by me. And we go around imagining things which are okay. And then, because the book's a book in 4 letters, I've recently been writing a 5th letter. So this is some of the 5th letter. Take, for example, please, the fine hard hairs that grow out of the sublunar luniform skull. Follow them to their spiraling root, their fissures rivening the brain, so that worms are all we have left. My last 2 warlike cells, but warm as well, a fonder pond life, demonic in the sizzling pan. Every time I move my head, as I've done 13 times in 10 years, I get an electric shock for my trouble. But is that better or worse than cracking from a handful of sortileginous and dusty vertebrae? I mean, but that's the job, to slice your posture and your sight to Bible leaves, boil them in the tripods of business success. This is my cat, mine own Telemachus, charged to protect this rented isle while we wander. It little profits that these idle rooms should lie mere air-filled, unfurnished, new-built, chambered cairn. It may be the 3rd rail will zap us down, and maybe we shall touch the happy island platform configuration and then find the brave cannibalistic underground dwellers whom we knew. We go out roaming with a happy heart. I saw 3 lives compared in artistic visions, no doubt all correct. An upright, out-of-date Victorian, proving his old-style hat and coat against thunder and sunshine. Submit your invoice in a timely manner, in a friendly reminder, admit your ancient glow. Today, there are many young and motiveless people roaming the countryside with their makeshift weapons. I have not yet come to an understanding about this. For instance, how can I make myself safe and the people I love? Of course, I understand the difficulty people have, and we all need to pay rent, unless, of course, we don't need to pay rent. Still, though, I want a skills workshop so I can have weapons of my own, but I never want to have to use them. Can't just say in a poem, let's make bombs. I wouldn't say so even if I could. Molecular dialectics fragmentize galactical and breakingly marvelous ineptness, unaptness. Against everything, we serry our soul gape. Returning after a long dictapolitan absence, there's nothing we will learn by sitting on the bus, over the wheel, polymorphously discomfited, polytechnically shriveled up. How can I make this experience more readable to my friends and the lovers I peep? So where's the moon in all this? Well, following the moving window of the car, I think my earliest memories of anxiety, sadness, come from falling asleep in the back seat, travelling home, or trying not to. and I believe there is a crater flooding and making silvery mud around the edges up there. The luniforming process has begun, and the trees, the forest crossing its face like a rash, troubles my and soothes me to sleep. Thank you.